Welcome back, 10:30, a little bit of change on this, is it Monday? We had a long weekend, events galore, going out and, just being a part of the community. And Chris, Chaplain, Marc, how's life treating us today?
Well, it's great on my end.
Chris, how are we feeling?
Absolutely wonderful and blessed.
Well, and it's great to have you guys back here again, because last year we talked and it was a really great conversation. I know that so many got a lot out of it. And since then, well, how's everything been just in general?
Well, on my end, we have been really seeing some strong impact to the community. We're getting feedback from families and friends of, as well as those that are in need. And man, I tell you what, the community seems to come across, radiate as super safe.
Yeah.
I hear over and over and over again, individuals come and check us out and whatever, and it's like, man, it's like I knew these people when I was growing up, you know?
Well, right. And you know what I think is really important about that is, and I thought about this the other day a little bit, is if you're a loved one of somebody who's going through something and maybe you're reaching out just for your own, security and just kind of giving a phone call saying, hey, I don't know what to do. When you're talking with Celebrate Recovery or even if it's associates, you know that they're trusted people. You aren't going to, your loved one, if they're going to go into the program or if they're going to go into a different place to maybe get a little bit more time to themselves, you got to know they're safe. And there's always a little bit of hesitancy because of some horror stories from, years past, but here is safe. And you're right. You guys have created this community in the Metro East that's really becoming one to where people can let themselves be themselves and recover the way they should.
Absolutely.
I just received a communication this morning from an individual over in Missouri. They've got a ladies' house, rehab, and she reached out and just said, hey, just wanted you to know, some of our ladies are coming over to check you out this Wednesday.
I would have gotten excited.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
no, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, joking aside, but that's important.
Yeah.
It's because of the imprint you're making, and it's the way that you all are doing it with having, collaborations like this with Chris, and then throughout the community, but also when you're there, you aren't preaching to anybody, and that's what I think so important about that conversation.
Well, they have to feel comfortable before they open up. They have to feel that their conversation's going to remain there, that they're not going to be spoken to in a way that brings personal anxiety or whatever, and so it's good. It's good.
And now coming up this Wednesday, which happens to be, and let me do my math here, 2 days. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
I went to Alton, the media school. I get a little nervous about these things. But yeah, you can go to another Celebrate Recovery outdoor event, and this is under the pavilion, and these are becoming very successful for you.
They are. In fact, the Southern Illinois state rep for Celebrate Recovery joined us last week at our outdoor under the pavilion, and he said, I may be wrong, but I think this is the only Celebrate Recovery in Lower Illinois that are doing this outdoors, and people are really liking it. They're really liking it.
Well, and too, I think it creates a sense of freedom. There's no walls kind of encapsulating you, and you can see out, and you can just be a part of nature, hear that wind, and hear the words, and hear what we need to do to recover. I think it was a great idea when you started doing this, and now Chris, you're back in action.
That's right. The outdoor events. It's just like doing an old style tent revival, And I see a lot of churches that are popping up and doing those tent revivals. But you know what? In the recovery world, it's pretty amazing that we meet people where they are.
Yes.
We don't shove religion down their throat. We just introduce them to the process, and we introduce them to God, and God takes over. And what I am part of, I am the Missouri rep or Missouri POC for Broken Chains JC. Our mission statement is we are a fellowship of bikers and motorcycle enthusiasts who have found hope and healing in Jesus Christ through the ministry of Christian recovery, helping others to realize that change is possible. So, people say, Broken Chains JC, well, what's the JC stand for? Well, it's easy. It's Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
And our colors, our patch is black and white. The colors are black and white because in recovery Christianity, the middle won't do. We're either in or we're out. There's no gray area.
Well, Chris, what I think's really amazing about the work that you do is that there's a sense of realism to it, because there's so many times where, we've all been in a situation where maybe, not all of us, but when we're talking to somebody for help and, you're talking to somebody that's in a nice white suit and they got their, red tie on and they're going to look through their list. But to work with somebody that's gone through it that maybe has the same interests as the individual going through it as a biker or you name it, there's a sense of humanity to it and a sense of realism and a sense of connection that really, I think, is what establishes your guys' success.
Well, and that's the thing, Jeff Stoltz, our founder and national director, he founded this. He used to be on a national team and a state rep for Celebrate Recovery. And he wanted to go and branch out and reach the biker community. So he started Broken Chains JC with that in mind. Well, we don't just invite members that ride. We invite anybody. If you don't ride, you can still wear one of our vests, put a patch on your back. Our riders patch, the chains go in one direction. That's us in the riding community reaching the riding community, reaching those people in that direction. The associate patch, or the members that don't ride, the chains go the opposite direction because they're reaching people in the community in a whole different direction. Yeah. And then we just recently started a juniors program, okay? And the juniors chains go straight up and down because they are learning the proper way to live life without having to get involved with a hurt, hang up, or habit. Learn to fix it early, and they fall directly under the power and the channels of their parents or their loved ones.
It's very powerful, and honestly, to me, it also symbolizes the anchor. Whenever you're getting that next generation really invested in and really learning about this, they are going to be the anchor for the next generations that have already been battling it and the past ones that are still going through it too.
Exactly. Right. So Broken Chains JC, we are the fastest growing riding club out there. We are in all 50 states, and we're pushing 13 countries. We have over 3,000 riding members.
Did you say 13 countries?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is huge.
It is.
How do you what can you correlate? I mean, I've never had someone, Chaplain Marc, say 13 countries before. I'm sorry. What correlates that?
So these are people that have found recovery, and a lot of that is by missions, mission trips through the church to go over and Celebrate Recoveries are starting to do mission trips to take the recovery to these people in these other countries that need that. They need to find hope and healing, and the only way to do that is through Jesus Christ. Any recovery program, you can find sobriety in AA and NA, any recovery or any sobriety group, but you can only find hope and healing through Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to ask you this, and I didn't really know the proper way to, because I'm not in the motorcycle community, but I can only imagine that there's a stigma to that too, of with certain groups, so about maybe being a little bit tougher, you don't need help. I don't know if it's true or not, so tell me if I'm wrong at any time. Having
That's men.
That's men in general. That's a good
men
point.
in general.
But when I think of motorcyclists, so I really do think of this. I'm a don't mess with me type of person. And whenever you have this group, is it one of those things where it's just easier to connect with?
So everybody needs Jesus, even the toughest of the bikers. Yep. We don't try to go and shove anything down their throat. We are just simply there for anybody and everybody if they need if they need somebody to talk to, or they're struggling with something. They just need to know that we're there for them to come out. There's motorcycle missionaries, and a lot of the motorcycle missionaries are supporters of a particular motorcycle club. We are not a motorcycle club. We're not a riding club. We're not a motorcycle ministry. We are simply a fellowship of bikers and motorcycle enthusiasts. I love it. And that's the thing. We just had our first annual Hope Dealer Training Conference in Hendersonville, North Carolina.
How'd that go?
We had over 400 of us.
Are you?
And we did training from anything from Narcan administration to how to be a Hope Dealer, how to be a chaplain, biker etiquette, which is exactly what you're talking about, how to address and be addressed by the biker community, evangelism, everything. You know, we passed out over 400 doses of Narcan. And the Sunday after the training conference at the Asheville, North Carolina airport, a young man had overdosed in the airport. And one of our attendees saved him with the Narcan that they were passed out and handed to.
That's incredible. I mean, that's the only word I can think of.
That is all nothing but God's work right there.
It is. And, you know, regardless of how people feel, that's 400 sons and daughters or grandsons or granddaughters or best friends that are potentially being saved. And hopefully not just being saved, but also enlightening them and giving them a little bit of hope, too, after you save them, saying, hey, we can get this done together.
We carry it on us. I have a patch that says I carry Narcan. We have stickers for our vehicles and our motorcycles. I carry Narcan. You know, we keep it because, you know, and then we also hand out at some of our informational events, we hand out Narcan to those communities.
Well, and, you know, Chaplain Marc, to have an organization like Broken Chains coming back in and really being able to discuss with the group and share with the group, what's that mean for Celebrate Recovery over there at, you know, Calvary Baptist? What's that mean just overall?
Well, we do have individuals that ride. We do have individuals that have close friends that are in clubs.
Yeah.
And they really want to grow that relationship. They really want to be relatable, you know, because that's who we are. We're individuals that care and want to come alongside people. So if I've got individuals that are a part of this club or that club, riding clubs, and maybe they are different in this way or that way than this person that we know or what. We built a relationship with them, and we know their heart. We know they're good people. They just sometimes don't make all the same decisions we would make.
Right.
But you know what? We wanna be there for them, as Chris shared. We want to just be a set of ears.
We never always made those decisions either.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm still making.
But you know, I mean, it's just an opportunity for our people to grow their circle and improve those relationships with individuals.
It's the chain.
Yeah,
it's the chain going
exactly.
another way, you know, and I just think it's really huge. And you know, Chaplain Marc, what I think's really cool too is that it's the way that you're doing this event is not where, you know, we're coming to feel bad about who we are or all the decisions we made. I mean, you're welcoming people in saying, please come listen to Chris's engagement with Steve's Old Cabin Barbecue is going to be there. And, you know, they're going to have some music being played too. And that to me is really cool to see because it's not making someone feel like they should be frowning when they're walking in the door. Hey, we're already here now, and so let's enjoy this a little bit. But also, this is a bigger speech or a bigger engagement opportunity. So let's kind of celebrate that too, and celebrate you wanting to help yourself.
Amen.
Well, most individuals enjoy a little bit of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good call.
And Steve's Old Cabin Barbecue is
Top line.
top line. I mean, I'm not gonna, but I've had in the past.
So Chris will do it for you.
In the past, I've had individuals that spoke good of my barbecue. Steve's, he's up there.
Yeah.
I mean, he's up there.
Steve's got art.
If you haven't been there, you need to go. I'm just telling you need to. It's one of those things where you've got to experience at least once in your life.
Yeah.
It's the old Lay's potato chip. I don't think you can do it once, but
It's that Pringle too. See, now, are you a Pringle or a Lay's guy?
I'm a Lay's guy.
See, I'm a Lay's too, but I like the Pringle flavors if I do a flavored chip. But I'm an original Lay's guy.
Yeah.
What about you, Chris?
I'm a Pringle guy.
Are you okay? Okay.
Unless there's some French onion dip, then it's got to be the Lay's.
It has to be. Pringles are not good with French onion dip. Now, real quick before we take, you guys can't go anywhere if that's okay. We're going to take a break and come back. But Chris, if you could, just a brief overview of some of the some of the things you're going to talk about on Wednesday.
Okay. So, you know, I'm going to speak my story, not my entire recovery story, but I'm going to speak on some of the struggles that I went through and some of the ways that I tried to find healing through that that were unsuccessful. And then I'm going to go and talk about Broken Chains and our founder, Jeff Stoltz, because without that organization and without Jeff Stoltz's mentorship and leadership and planting that seed in me, I wouldn't be where I am today. Not just sitting here talking about it, but in a recovery position in my life to where I am comfortable getting out, because I struggle with a lot of things. I struggle with combat PTSD, but I am right where I am at because of the hope and healing that was instilled in me.
That's just incredible. And, Chris, if you don't mind me asking, when did you reconnect with Jesus?
I've always believed in Jesus. I just became lost. I served in the military for 26 years. I got wrapped up in alcohol to try to help me cope with some things. And I am now, in September, I will be 5 years sober. So I want to say that really my real connection began in September of 2019. But it wasn't until about a year and a half later when I admitted to myself and others that I was a recovering alcoholic, because I never had a problem. I didn't need to drink every day.
Yeah.
I didn't need to wake up and have a drink. I just didn't have a switch when it started.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother side of that coin that I think so many of us don't want to realize is it's not necessarily drinking every day or waking up wanting the handle, but it's being able to turn the switch off too. And I think so many of us battle that struggle too.
Yes, and a lot of people get stuck on a stigma of what Celebrate Recovery is about.
Yeah.
And it's not just about addiction recovery. Only 1 in 3 people attend Celebrate Recovery for an addiction, for a substance addiction. There's codependencies, there's food addictions, sex addiction, gambling addictions, you name it. But only 1 in 3 people that attend CR are there for an actual substance abuse.
And part of that also, though, must be said that it's the reason why I did the alcohol, the reason why I did the drugs. So you may go into a Celebrate Recovery and you've got an individual that's struggling with real intense anger.
Yeah.
But if you knew them 20 years ago, they were doing this all the time.
Yep.
So you don't see them at Celebrate Recovery because of the alcohol. You see them because that's what he or she talks about is the anger. But that's really the hurt or the hang up. That's the reason, that's the character defect we call in recovery.
That creates that habit.
That makes sense. It makes total sense.
So we have individuals through the entire spectrum, from the individual that is the potential, this out of control guy,
okay,
to the individual that's just coming off of whatever.
Gotcha. Well, and with that being said, you guys got a couple of minutes because I want to wrap up the show with you, if that's okay.
Sure.
Let me take my last break here, but before I do, I always got to fill you in on one of our sponsors because, that's how I actually stay employed. Denise Sparks, this is really cool, Chris. I've never told you this story. Do you know Denise Sparks? Well, we all have a trash company in Alton that a lot of us don't really care for because it took me 4 months to get my own trash can. It maybe gets picked up. I have a great trash guy now, so I'm not really complaining too bad. Thank you. But for so many of us, we couldn't. I mean, it was like, pick a number, we'll call you in 3 days. Denise said, I'm tired of it. We're going to start our own trash business. For 30 years, she was already the queen of junk hauling, but now she's just taken off. She's in Bethalto, Cottage Hills, Morrow, you name it, anywhere you need it, outside the city of Alton. You're good to go for calling Denise Sparks. My parents switched. They said they save money, and now when they call Denise, you're actually getting her on the phone and not some robot or somebody that might not even know where Alton or Godfrey is or the RiverBend.
Right.
So if you have the opportunity and you're ready for a switch, sparksjunkremoval.net. That's sparksjunkremoval.net, and reclaim your space today.
When I got in the car accident at the ER, they gave me a prescription of hydrocodone, and over time, it took more medication to mask the pain. I moved over to drug seeking and found heroin and fentanyl. I went to the Centerstone rehab facility, and it was the best decision I ever made in my life. I have my own car, I have a job, there's nothing holding me back anymore.
Home Realty Center.
Hey, Sherry, talk to me, Dream Team.
We've got Joey.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
We are Phillips 66 Wood River Refinery. We make the fuels that take us to work and our children to school. We make materials and energy products that allow us to stay connected to each other. We care about the quality and safety of our products because we care about the communities we share. Our employees live our values of safety, honor, and a commitment to act as good neighbors where we live and operate. We are Phillips 66. Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
Jesse James, still trying to make a name, knowing nothing's gonna
Welcome back, 10:52, as we are wrapping up the Monday that was. Little George Strait. You know, I like an older George Strait. Young George Strait's cool, Amarillo by morning and all that, but him live now, I can hang with him, you know? I don't know, I'm rambling. Oh, Chaplain Marc, save me here, man. We're back with Chris Chaplain Marc, and we're talking about Celebrate Recovery and the great opportunity that we all have this coming Wednesday. Let me pull up. What time is it again, Chaplain Marc?
Everything starts at 5:30.
Everything starts at 5:30. And now let's go through some of the overview of the event just for some of the age restrictions, just so we know. This is 19 and up only, correct?
Correct.
And then what time should we start arriving?
Well, you can start at 5:30 because there's nothing really happening before that. But from 5:30 to 7, it's all just meet and greet and eat and all that fun stuff for the stomach. But we'll start with some barbecue from Steve's Old Cabin, and at probably about 6:45, we'll kind of transition into some focus on the front or the one end of the pavilion, where we'll have a band, a music group, and they're coming from Celebrate Recovery down in Granite City, and they'll do a set for us. And they're known on both sides of the river. They do an awesome job, and so they'll lead in music. And then when their music set is done, somewhere around probably 7:30ish, then Chris will share about his story and about Broken Chains. And then at 8 o'clock, that will conclude, and we'll roll into what we call a open share group or small group. And those that desire to stay, we'll have the men under the pavilion. We're going to stay close to the barbecue. If there's any
Good call.
left.
Good call.
If
Yeah.
there's any left.
No kidding.
They got to have somebody guard it.
Yeah. And then the women will go just probably about 50 feet away into the gymnasium in the air condition. Although it's supposed to be nice and cool.
It is. I saw that. Yeah, it's not going to be that bad at all this Wednesday.
No. But they'll go in there. And then this is, I mean, you can pass, you don't have to talk, but it's really an opportunity, really, for individuals just to kind of introduce themselves and give a response to what they thought they heard or what they heard. And we're really not, we're not group therapy.
Right.
This is not a counseling session. It's a support group.
Right.
And so the first step is to allow individuals to meet us, for us to begin to work on that relationship, and just allow them to be able to share without them having concern for it going anywhere. I mean, anonymity and confidentiality are at the top.
Absolutely.
And so beyond that, individuals then will adjourn to one-on-one conversations if they want. Some individuals begin to talk about even meetings afterwards if they want to get together later on
That's
in the week
really cool.
or whatever. Hey, can I get your number? I could relate to what you said. Can we get a cup of coffee? Later this week and that kind of
Building
thing.
that accountability. Team.
Yeah.
Building that friendship.
It takes
that
a village, and to have that
Absolutely.
support system is what you guys create. And I wanted to ask you this real quick, Chaplain Marc, about the shared time, because I think that's really important. You are group therapy. That's a great thing to note.
Right.
But whenever you have that level of anonymity, or I can't, I'm struggling today.
That's all right.
Or any type of type of security where
Right.
what you say is not going to see the light of day. You can be
Right.
safe.
Right.
Do you ever get moments where it's the first time they've ever said what they had to say?
Well, actually, on a regular basis, which is powerful, we get individuals that actually will say, I've never said this before.
Yeah.
I've never told anyone this before, but boom. And I mean, I just get chills go up and down because I know that individual is just stepped into transparency. I mean, they feel what we are attempting for others to see, and that is, this is a safe place. Just know that we care and we understand, we're relatable.
And we've all been there. Because we've all had that instance where we've shared something for the very first time.
Yeah.
And felt the same way.
Well, and it's like, I hate to keep going back to the chain analogy, but it's like, I could only imagine when you really have to say that thing that's been bottled up for sometimes years and decades, or for some it could be shorter, but I mean, it's like chains are getting ripped off of you because you can finally feel free to say what's been on your mind.
Yes.
And, that's what I think's so powerful about this, too, because I think in a world where we're always so nervous and paranoid that whatever we say is getting recorded and put on social media, or someone's going to cancel you in, 10 years because you did something wrong. It's really great to know that you can go someplace and really just get off what you got to get off and know that you can get better afterwards, because you can't get better unless you acknowledge it, correct?
And that's a lot of the problem with social media today.
Yeah.
They are censoring anything to do with God, with any kind of recovery like that. If you say, hey, I'm a faithful believer in Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, and my name is Chris, I can't tell you how many times I've started posting the entrance of my story, and it's gotten deleted because it's against community standards.
We just talked about that today. I was so angry this weekend because I looked back and I kept going, because we've talked about my show. It's just about the story. My show gets about 125,000 people a month on RiverBender that watch it, and it can bounce back and forth on Facebook. There's nobody, and I'm going, what the hell? What's going on? We have all these followers. It's because I play a little bit of music. Okay, so even though it's not copyrighted and we have licenses and it's all under 30 seconds, it's like you're going to ban somebody for talking about local news and talking about, we have Centerstone and all of these great organizations on, but the person that just beat his dog and that video's still up and you told me it didn't violate your community guideline, I'm really starting to lose it with social media and really how the drain that it's causing on mental health across the world. It's not a country or a city problem, it's a worldwide problem. And it's just really frustrating. But getting back to Celebrate Recovery on Wednesday, this is, some of the realness that you're going to hear Wednesday night. And I think that's what's really good about this, too. You handed me this really cool, is it what's the prop?
That's
It's a shop rag.
Shop rag. I didn't want to call it a rag and then get yelled. I was really nervous.
The shop rag, it has our logo on it. It has brokenchainsjc.com. So that way people can always find out where we are and go online and read about us. Hashtag change is possible. And it has the full-fledged serenity prayer that's found in the Bible.
This is really cool. And it's what I think's great is I love why you put it on the rack, because so many of us are, whether or not we're working in our shops or we're just walking around and, maybe wiping the sweat off of our eyes or having a bad day, this could always be with you to put your head down and just, have a prayer to connect to right away. I love it.
I just recently attended and did a riding escort for a brother of mine who's lost his mother, and I handed him a serenity prayer. I had given him one in the past, one of our red ones, but I handed him one of the white ones, and he did not let that go the entire time. He had it in his hand, and he just cherished it and just held it dear to his heart.
That's just incredible. I mean, it just shows you the power of prayer and the power of what you guys do each and every day. And Chaplain Marc, as we're wrapping up the show now, I always tell you guys 15 minutes, and I just love talking with you, because if we could help one person today, and I've always, Brian, it says the same thing, that does the afternoon show on Thursdays, but it's that's what it's for. It's maybe you don't use it now, maybe you watch this interview on demand 4 months from now, and it helps you then. If it helps you, it helps you, and that's why we're here doing it. And Chris, what's the best way to reach out for Broken Chains, and just to learn more about the organization and maybe even help out or support it?
BrokenChainsJC.com. We're on Facebook. We are. That's all you got to do is go on there. You can read our mission statement, read what we're about, see some life-changing stories, and just reach out. You can go in there and find if you're interested in joining, you can find some of your local leadership. Send a message, send an email. Hey, I want to be part of this, and somebody will reach out to you, and we will help you get started.
Absolutely.
And if they, for whatever reason, don't have that resource in front of them, they can just reach out to a CR site. Reach out to Celebrate Recovery Alton, and we can help you get connected.
Well, and real quick too, Chaplain Marc, while I have you, I know that we've been talking for quite some time now, but just to really come back to Celebrate Recovery, take us through real quick. We got about a minute left. Some of the services that you guys provide as a whole throughout the community, and your meeting spots and ways that we can learn more.
Well, we've got actually here in the Metro East area, Riverbend area, we've got a Sunday night in Troy, a Monday night in Collinsville, a Tuesday night in East St. Louis, a Wednesday night in Alton. That's where we're at Calvary Baptist Church, a Thursday night in Granite City, a Friday night in Belleville. And the whole idea of reaching out is to provide them a place to come and hang out. And so a lot of the services that we offer is a pair of ears.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just wanting to be there for individuals. But we've got meetings that generally run 2 hours a week at each one of those locations. We have the large group, which is either a recovery story or a lesson from the 12 steps, and we rotate that every other week. And then the second hour is the small group or open share group. Now, beyond that, I personally, as a criminal justice chaplain, I go into the Madison County Jail every Sunday afternoon, and we do a Celebrate Recovery inside.
Really cool.
So I'm meeting with individuals inside that are struggling with things in their life, and we do a program inside on Sunday afternoons. I've got some ladies that will go in and work with the ladies. I mean, there's 312 beds in that facility. So there's a lot of opportunity, and there's quite a bit of turnover there. So you get a lot of opportunity to meet individuals at that low point.
Yeah.
But again, times like Wednesday night are great for the grandmas or the moms, the cousins, the friends of those that are struggling with things in their life. I have so many that come and say, I'm here because of my husband. I'm here because of my brother, whatever. And then they come a few times with them or whatever, and they come back and say, you know what? I came here for him. I now realize this is a place. This is a place I need to be.
That's just incredible. We're out of time. Sorry, I went over a little bit, boss, but this was well worth it. It's 11:04. I'll see you live at 9 tomorrow. We'll link everything in a write-up and make sure that we all know about it. On that note, all you got to do is just try your very best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said it